the Melanin Keto Chicks.
And we're back to the what?
We're going to be talking about what the hell is keto.
What the hell is keto?
What is keto?
When?
We'll get you there.
So keto is a new to us phenomenon that I'm sure a lot of people have been hearing about. We've been talking to everybody we can about it. That is why we have this YouTube channel. And today we wanted to bring you all the official definition of what the hell keto is, so you can understand a little bit more about it. If you are new to the journey, or if you're thinking about the journey, or if you're all the way in it like we are. Right. So I'm going to go over what the official definition is according to the Huffington Post, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about how we feel about it.
What our definition is.
Our definition is. So what the hell is keto? The keto diet is basically a very low carb diet to encourage the body to use fat as fuel instead of glucose, which is sugar. The lower the carb intake, the quicker the body enters a fat burning state. The diet promotes eating fewer than 25 grams of carbs a day to encourage the body into a state of ketosis, where the body is almost completely fueled by fat rather than sugar in the form of carbs. So when we dramatically limit our carb intake, the body needs to look for an alternate fuel source, calling on the body to convert its supply of fat to glucose, a process that's called ketosis. Ketosis produces ketone bodies, which are produced from the breakdown of fats in the liver. And when the body calls on fat stores to supply energy, we lose weight. So that is the official definition. But we can tell you a little bit more about it in, I would say, just regular everyday terms.
Right.
So keto is a very low carb, moderate protein, high good fat diet. Right. And as it's stated, when you are able to get in a state of ketosis, hence the name, that's when your body is in a complete fat burning state, and that is why you are able to lose the weight so quickly, keep it off, and things of that nature.
Right.
So, anything you want to add to that?
So, just to piggyback off Shana a little bit, I definitely agree with everything she says. That's basically how we got started. That's basically why we've had the success that we have. It's pretty much the same thing as she said. High good fats is a #1 key. Just because it's fats, does not always mean it's good fat.
Yes.
Moderate protein. You can't take in too much protein because it can cause other issues. But you definitely want to make sure you are very moderate with your proteins, and then the carb.
Another thing to add before you go to carbs is that if you eat too much protein, that can convert into sugar.
It will.
And you don't want a lot of sugar on the keto diet.
And that's the whole thing about carbs. Carbs in turns into sugar, which is what you want to keep low. And then there are certain carbs that you do want to stay away from. So the low carb thing, of course, getting all into like what the macros are and stuff like that, based on your body type, what your goals are, all of that portion of it kind of, intertwines with everything. But the ultimate goal for your body to get into ketosis is those 3 main things: the high good fats, the moderate proteins, and the low carbs. So that's the base of it.
Those are the basics of what the hell is keto.
Right.
So now we're going to segue into, was perfect what she said about making sure you have high good fats and the low carbs and the mid protein, is because what you eat every day is what is going to determine if you're able to get into a state of ketosis and stay there. Right. So I'm going to let Marquita kick it off and tell you guys, people always want to say, what do you eat on keto? Right. There's a lot of things you can eat on keto. So we're going to tell you a little bit about what a day of eating looks like for us.
Right. So for me, starting off, first, let me just say this. There are so many people that have so many different ways, so many different methods, so many different guidelines. Absolutely. There's a whole lot out there. Do what works for you.
Your journey.
Follow your own journey, but just know the main thing is the high good fats, moderate proteins, low carbs.
And we keep saying that because it's important that you know that.
It's very important to do that. So just to go off, I do follow macros. I try to follow them faithfully.
And we're going to tell you what macros is in just a moment. If you're like, what's a macro?
Yeah, we'll get there. But like, I do follow it. I have fallen off. Sometimes I follow, sometimes I don't, especially when I eat out. It's kind of hard to follow. There's still some guidelines that you can be like, okay, I'm still within
a range.
But, it's still one of those things. But just to go, a day in keto. Say, for example, when I first started, I was eating 3 meals a day. Today, I probably eat a good 1 big meal a day. But that's just me listening to my body. I don't be as hungry as I used to be or think that I'm that hungry. So I would start off for the beginners. A day of keto would literally be, my breakfast in the morning would be some eggs with cheese on it, some bacon, 2-3 pieces, maybe 4, depends on how I feel, or maybe some sausage. I would try to add a little avocado on there to increase the fats. My eggs are normally cooked in either avocado oil, olive oil, or butter. I use the Kerrygold grass-fed butter. Lunch would be the lettuce wrap tacos. It's basically ground meat with a little bit of pico de gallo in there, some onion, maybe some peppers, little ranch dressing, little seasoning. It's just
fun stuff.
Sitting up in there in this cute little lettuce little thingy with some cheese on it, sour cream on it. That's my lunch. Dinner, be something similar. Either I'll do the same thing, or I may do a burger with no bun, of course. Add my cheese, do your tomatoes, lettuce, onion, things like that. So if I needed some on the side, I would do the cauliflower tater tots, which are really good. Or I would just try to keep a green aside salad, or maybe some broccoli, or something along those lines.
Some kind of good vegetable that's low in carbs. Because not all vegetables are low in carbs.
Not even. So between that, in between meals, when I was starting off, if I felt like I needed a snack in between my meals, it would probably be some strawberries. I would get 3 or 4 of them, cut them up, eat them. Maybe a handful of nuts, or maybe a half a cup of nuts. Macadamia nuts, pistachios. I'm really addicted to those.
I think pecans are good.
Pecans are really good
in moderation.
In moderation, all of it is. But that's pretty much a full day. My day in keto, in the keto world, like a full day. I have my bulletproof coffee here and there, but now that I'm only eating 1 meal a day, I drink my bulletproof coffee probably every day, and then I have a meal, and then I'm good for the rest of the day.
So Lita just told you guys a little bit about what a day of eating looks like for her, and mine is very similar, but it has changed during this process of being such a strict ketoer, if you want to call it that. So a day of eating for me started out, I'm a creature of habit. I pretty much can eat the same thing every day. I don't really care a lot about taste. I eat for fuel, not really for it to be the best. Sometimes it matters, but not all the time. So I'm easy to please, put it that way. So I will eat a variation of eggs, whether it be scrambled, fried, boiled, and then bacon or sausage typically for my breakfast, and I might add avocado, but not all the time, but it is a good healthy fat. And then for lunch, I will eat a salad, and salads will have all the things that are keto friendly, you know, bacon, cheese, eggs, pecans, any kind of keto friendly toppings that you can think of. And what's most important from that is that you can have ranch dressing, but you want to have it in moderation, because it does have good fat in it. So if you have dressing, I recommend that you measure it out. Typically 2 tablespoons is a full serving of dressing. So make sure you just measure it out. And if you put it in a container, a tip is to put it in the container, put your dressing, and then shake it up. That way it will get all over your salad and you're not overindulging. Because some people, it's like, you know, do you want some salad to go with that dressing? Because that's how much dressing there.
It'd be swimming.
Yes, so you don't want that. And then for dinner, a lot of times I would eat the same thing. So pretty much whatever I ate for lunch, I would eat for dinner. But I also would do a bunless burger. I also may do chicken wings, things of that nature. So we tend to keep it simple. But now, since I've evolved in my journey, I do 1 meal a day. So I fast from 8 p.m. to 12 p.m., which is intermittent fasting. And I was doing that before I started keto. But now, the fast breaks at 12 o'clock. So actually, I also drink my bulletproof coffee. And for us, that's putting grass-fed butter in your coffee, which is usually Kerrygold's. And we put a syrup sweetener that's no carbs by Tarani. Is that what it's called? Tarani. No sugar, no carbs. And so drink the coffee for the first part of the day, pretty much for breakfast and lunch. And then I'll eat my dinner. I eat 1 meal a day. If you see OMAD, O-M-A-D, that is 1 meal a day. And now that's what I do. And typically, that's going to be 1 large meal to get all of your macros in. And we're going to do another video about macros. But typically it's like steak and eggs and bacon, or it may be chicken and eggs and bacon. I love eggs and bacon. Or maybe a huge salad. So when it comes to a day of eating on keto, it really is what you make it. It's just a matter of seeing, you know, what foods are approved and making sure that you are, I would say, plug your food into an app like FitnessPal before you eat it, especially if you're new to the journey, because sometimes you'll end up eating more carbs than you realize. So that's an easy way to do it. So in conclusion, we just want to make sure that you guys understand that keto for us is a lifestyle change.
Definitely. And
not a diet. We called it a diet earlier, but that's not a term that we're going to use. This is something that we are doing for life. And we hope that you guys will join the journey.
Let us know. We can help you get there.
Remember to subscribe.
Okay, bye.
Bye.